everybody, I'm Bree the Plant Lady. Today I am finally getting started on replanting my big front bed. Now it turned out to be more hectic looking than I intended this spring. So I've decided for the summer that my first step getting this planted properly is to draw it out. Now, I believe very strongly in scaled drawings. So what I'm gonna do tonight isn't really perfect, but I'm gonna walk out, I'm gonna step out the perimeter of the bed so that I have, the straight line that's along the driveway, this big curve along the sidewalk, and then the straight line that is made up from the sidewalk / patio area going into the front door. And then I'm gonna go in and with proper equipment, we're going to draw out some of the plants that I'd like to put in for the summer. My goal is to make this like a tropical explosion. I have some big colocasias, Thailand giant, that are going to come in and they get enormous. But I want to make sure that I make room for some things that sort of equate to sensibility. Sometimes my annual plantings get a little out of hand. So I want this to read as organized and purposeful this year. That's why I think having a design is so important. So while I have daylight and no rain, I'm gonna go ahead and get this bed fertilized in preparation of planting, which I hope to do maybe Monday or Tuesday. So I do this because my plan is I'm gonna fertilize the whole bed, I'm gonna mulch the entire bed now, and then when I go to plant, all I have to do is move the mulch out, get everything in the ground, and it'll be completely finished. Over the years, I've learned that it's much easier to mulch an open space than it is to mulch in between a whole bunch of tiny plants that you're going to be putting in. So this is just an easy way to save time, make sure that everything has the fertilizer it needs to be able to thrive. Now you can see there are some things germinating since I mowed this space last week. And that's okay. I'm gonna let these grow out. I'm gonna mulch over top of them, and then I'll determine what's good or not good after I get everything mulched when I'm ready to plant. Well, I've made some progress getting this landscape drawn out to scale. It's not exact, but it's close enough. And to give you some orientation, what you see here, Celtis, that is the tree right there in that big pot. And the viburnum is right in front of that, and the phlomis is this right there. So that's here. So then I'm gonna put in some blueberries. And one thing I failed to put in is this corner that already has castor beans in it. But I'm going to put in the Thailand giant colocasia and then a sweep of tomatoes and peppers on a trellis with a banana behind it. And then another Thailand giant over here. And then I'm gonna fill in with annuals along the front. And let's see what the annuals are that I have. So here's what I had to choose from. I have this variegated plectranthus. That's gonna go right along this back side. And you can see I already have one here, so I'm just gonna continue a line of plectranthus there. And the reason I use plectranthus is because animals don't like it, so it's a great plant to put near an edge. This variety does spread quite a bit, so I'm not planting it right on the edge. And then I have marigolds, I have some kufia, I have pentas, I have salvia, I have some dwarf peppers, some white cleome, some other salvia varieties, and some coleus. And then this one senna that is also going to get a primary spot. And then there's the vinca to use also as an edge plant. So when the sun goes down lower in the sky, you can see where the shadow line is right now. No point in working out in the sun, it's so hot. But later tonight, when this is all shade, I'm gonna get started on getting this planted, and then it'll be done for the season. Well, I'm losing light pretty quickly, but I am gonna go ahead and get all of the plants roughly staged, and that way it'll be ready and waiting for me when I wake up in the morning to get this done once and for all. Well, here all the plants are laid out. It's not exactly like the drawing. One big change, I've decided not to put the blueberries in because I want this space as an access to be able to maintain the tomatoes that are planted here. But let's walk through it real quick. So we have a big clump of dahlias here, along with what will be an edge of vinca. And along the edge also some different ornamental peppers in clumps, with my favorite, Pletranthus, which will grow everywhere, and pentas scattered throughout. There's that Thailand giant, which are gonna be some of the bases for this tropical theme. There's two, and then there's a variegated banana with various salvias and cleome planted through the middle. And then also I have marigolds to go with the pepper and tomato motif. And then I have dahlias that I grew from seed from floret flower that are gonna go in clumps sort of throughout the middle. So I think when all of this is blooming, it's gonna look really awesome. But now it's time for me to get busy and get this planted once and for all. I'm gonna be really happy when I have this finished and I can turn the sprinkler on. And then my job is just to keep it watered. All right, everybody, the 2021 foundation bed is officially planted. Aiden helped me get this planted today. It was utter chaos because the big tree was being removed and they were chopping all of it right here next to us, but we got it done. And obviously the theme is tropical. The two big Thailand giant colocasias set that off, and then the variegated banana in the middle. And then I had a lot of dahlias. So these were three that I actually had bought at Aldi, you know, in a bag way back when. And then I have dahlias scattered throughout that I grew from seed from floret flower. And then it's just a mix of all of these other annuals. I've decided that I'll add some more permanent plantings when I redo this for the winter season. But for right now, it's easier to get these small plugs established. It's the first day of July. It's really hot. Happily, we have a lot of rain in the forecast, so I've watered this well, and I'm hoping the sky is gonna do its job, and this bed will get watered in and start growing, and I think it's gonna look great, especially for the fall open house on Saturday, October 9th. But I think it'll be amazing to watch this grow and see what it looks like when we have the tomato tasting on August 7th. I look forward to sharing updates from my front foundation Foodscape bed. And if you found this video to be helpful, please give me a thumbs up. Be sure to hit that bell notification so you'll know when I post another video. And as always, thank you so much for watching.